Summer is here, and sports are finally back, which can only mean one thing. It's time to kick back, relax, and make some cash. Everyone has to start somewhere, which is why you want to get off on the right foot by choosing an established book like MyBookie.ag. And with all the major sports seasons just around the corner, there's never been a better time to get in on the action. Dynamic betting lines and a simple-to-use platform make the process easier than it's ever been. Create your account in just a few easy steps, deposit, and begin placing your bets. Sign up now using promo code CoachTalk to get your deposit matched halfway, all the way up to $1,000, plus $25 extra free play. That's promo code CoachTalk. Use it to score yourself an extra piece of the pie. With MyBookie, you bet, you win, and most importantly, when you win, you get paid.
Hello and welcome to DFS Coach Talk. It is Saturday, July 25th, and I am Coach. And this is Andrew Hansen, the big winner again last night in KBO. Andrew, congratulations, man. And I got to tell you this is our last KBO show. I mean, are you wiping the tears up in piles or puddles or what?
Pretty much. This is emotional. I mean, we have really gone after KBO. This is slate number 69.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Wow.
With rainouts and stuff, there's probably only been 66 days of actual baseball, something like that. But yeah, we've gone through every slate, and it's been a grind, but it's been a lot of fun. We've had a lot of success on the DFS Coach Talk staff as well as for our members.
Yes.
Last night was another example of that, with a couple takedowns, $200 tournament and the $100 tournament. So,
which I had to talk you into playing, and then you take them both down.
I owe you one,
man.
I owe you one for that. So
I love
we got to all we can do now is try to, top it tonight and finish strong here.
Yeah, and as well as we've done in KBO, our record has been ridiculously good. It's amazing. We, just like everybody else, we were very honest. We barely knew what KBO stood for, right, let alone knowing anything about it. But we both dug in, and man, we've had some really good success there, and our members have done well also. So it is tough to leave, but the key factor here is the members want the main U.S. sports, and the selection of contests on DraftKings. FanDuel's already dropped KBO. And the contests on DraftKings are not great at all. So, again, the two biggest ones, the $200 and the $100, you took down yesterday. So I think between the two of us, we got to find a way to take those down again tonight. I'm going to play them, and I'm going to have a real contrarian spot that's going to make me different than everybody else. So I want to go out in a blaze of glory, as they say, in KBO. But very nice job yesterday. You had some really good guys come through, some value plays. And we're just going to take all that energy and hot streak and, just dump it right into mainly the NBA. I mean, the NBA is our number one sport here. I mean, it's what initially I started putting Coach Talk together with, and Andrew and I have done NBA podcasts, for like a year and a half, something like in that area. So, it's our sport. We're excited about it, but, we also are all over golf, Major League Baseball. And then when it rolls around, Andrew and Sugar Shane will be our NFL quarterbacks. So we've got everything coming to you. It's exciting. If you sign up today, you still get the extra 5 days for free. I can't believe we're this close to July 30th. It felt like it was never going to come here, but is this next year or what? But
right.
Yeah, but so our members go to dfscoachtalk.com. If you sign up for a week, month, or year, you get the clock does not start on your membership till July 30th. So we're down to just 5 days now, but it's 5 days of coverage of KBO, some MLB, some golf. You got a little bit of everything in there, and then we take off. Then we're set. So Real excited about the whole team we put together here, adding some great pieces to the team with Freddie and a couple others we'll be announcing soon. And we're just ready for the U.S. sports. My true colors came out today, though, because I played MLB. That was on. I had golf going still from my normal reload on Fridays.
Right.
But you know what I watched most of the day? NBA basketball scrimmages.
Yeah.
So I can't wait, man. I am so excited.
That's the thing. If you've been watching us at all with KBO and you like our coverage, our attention to detail, our dedication, our winning picks and lineups, then you got to jump in as a member because NBA is about to start. We're going to crush it. Coach has an incredible winning percentage in NBA. As you just mentioned, you've been sitting there watching scrimmages to get ready. So we're just going to absolutely crush it at NBA, and we'd love to have you come as a member and have success with us.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you, the more I'm watching these NBA scrimmages in the bubble, I love it. But there's a massive, massive edge because there are a lot of players that aren't playing and guys that are out. Like, for example, I watched the Spurs today scrimmaging, and LaMarcus isn't in the bubble.
Right.
So it changes the whole dynamics of that entire team. And there's some value plays there and some, I'll just say this one. I'm only going to give one guy away, but I was watching the Nets play, and I'm just going to guesstimate in these 8 games, I'm probably going to have Karis LeVert in 7 or 8 of the games out of the 8, because his usage is going to be absolutely off the charts. All the rest of their scorers aren't playing. Even in this scrimmage game, it was just give them the ball, clear the floor, let them go. So, I just wanted to state that, and I know I'm going on and on. We're supposed to be talking about KBO, but just the reason I wanted to state that is to follow up what you said about becoming a member. We don't lean completely on optimizers at all here. We hand build lineups. We really look for every possible edge, and, of course, we'll look statistically, but if there was ever a time to watch, learn, and adjust, it's watching these games in the bubble with different rosters and everything else. So I'm ecstatic about it. I think it's going to be absolutely a huge NBA season for us because the playoffs are going to be fantastic as well. And, you take all those elements out of teams just sort of tanking through it once you get to the playoffs too. So, it's going to be beautiful. Baseball's looked wonderful the first 3 nights here. Playing in the empty stadiums and everything looks good to go there. Yes, there's going to be a few guys that go down like Soto for the Nationals and is out, but it's not, they're not stopping any momentum with the league. So that's going full tilt. PGA is going full tilt. And, I think the NFL, they'll probably not play a preseason, but I anticipate they're going to be ready to roll too. So, the actuality sometimes of normalcy returning with this insane COVID thing, especially actually living through, going through it myself, it's like, almost surreal. It's like, what is going on? But I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. I think we do have some normalcy coming back. We have DFS normalcy anyway. And we're ready to just crush it. So, keep an eye out. This is the time to get involved. I hope this gets a lot of views, even though a lot of people have already abandoned KBO. We're sticking in it. So if you're watching on YouTube, subscribe and like if you can. We'd really appreciate that. And I also want to thank our sponsors for bringing this show to you today. That's mybookie.ag. The place to go for all your sports wagering casino action. And a special offer just for DFS Coach Talk listeners. If you go to mybookie.ag and sign up with the promo code Coach Talk, all one word, no space, you get all the way up to $1,000, 50% of your initial deposit, and a $25 free play. So it's a great deal. Also, if you go to dfscoachtalk.com, look for the banner tvg.com, that's our other sponsor, you'll see a $300 risk-free bet offer. So, You join, you put 300 in, you bet it on a horse. If he loses, TVG gives the entire 300 back. And it's an exclusive offer. The most I've seen anywhere else that they offer is a 200 risk-free, but we were able to work with them and get the extra 100. So it's worth a good shot to build a little bankroll for you, even to utilize in DFS, and of course still on TVG. We want you to play the horses. Got to play some of them as well. All right, we're ready to roll. I'm excited for this last card. It's not like limping into a deal here. I'm going to jump in the 200 and the 100. I would imagine you're going to try to defend your championship from last time. Of course.
Are you kidding me? I'll be there.
So we talked about it and we said, okay, we got to finish 1-2 to make a statement. You came through. I did not come through. So I am going to try to stick by you tonight and get that 1-2 finish to finish up KBO. So, all right, let's dive in. Very first game. Now, of course, there's a little bit of rain issues. You have to have that with KBO.
Gotta have it, especially our last podcast. Come on.
I mean, you have to. So it means one thing. You got to be in there before lock to check it out. There's one game specifically I'm worried about. It's the SK Hanwha game. It's about a 35-40% chance of rain, which in KBO terms is 70 to 80%. So that game is a big concern. The other game, Dinos KTW, there's a chance possibly. I think the other three have a better chance to be clear. But the bottom line is this. We're going to build it as if all five are playing. And then please get in Discord with us. The games tonight, this is that awkward thing again. They're 4 a.m. Eastern games. So it's earlier. And a lot of times people that are used to that 5:30 Eastern start, they're like, missed it. So take advantage of that. I'm going to stay up tonight because I get in there about 2:30 Central Time and just ride out this KBO right from the start. All right, man. First game, LG Twins, 35-31-1. I feel sad going through this the last time.
Yeah.
it was like the only thing we had to hang on to in the DFS world. All right, LG Twins 35-31-1 against the Doosan Bears 40-27. Min-Ho Lee 2-2 with a 1.80 stellar ERA, and Young Ha Lee 3-5 with a 5.96. I just dialed up our friends at mybookie.ag, and the line right now is the Doosan Bears minus 140, and it does have one of two highest over-unders at 10.5. So this is the last time you get to talk about your adopted team, the Doosan Bears. What do you think about this game?
Oh, well, unfortunately, I like the LG bats and the LG pitcher a little bit better than Doosan tonight.
What a turncoat.
Yeah. You heard me yesterday. I said I was with them and Lotte, and that was the pair we needed. So, so here we got the LG bats against a righty with an ERA of almost 6. So our mouths started to water a little bit.
Yeah. And
sure enough, when these folks met up earlier, Ramos and Ho Yun Kim went back-to-back home runs against Young Ha Lee. So that's the good news. Okay, the bad news is that those are the only 2 homers that Young Ha Lee has given up to lefties all season.
Wow.
Yeah. So even though his ERA is almost 6, he's only given up 4 home runs, those 2 to lefties. But, lefties are hitting .338, so I'm going to go back to the well here with the LG lefties. They may not hit 2 home runs, but I'll have a lot of Ramos. I'll have Ho Young Kim as a value play. He's only $2,200 as an outfielder. I'll have some Ji Hwan Oh. Guy's been on fire, $4,400 at shortstop. And a little bit of H. Kim as well at $4,600. He's been hot lately. So I like these lefties for LG. And then for my Doosan Bears, I just can't get too excited about them going up against Min-Ho Lee with an ERA under 2.
Yeah.
He's pitched 40 innings this year and given up 0 home runs.
That's nuts.
That's not very high.
No, that's I think a little better than average. I would
It's
say.
better than average. And he's faced Doosan 3 times this year, twice in relief, once as a starter. Combined, he's got 9 innings, only 2 earned runs, 7 hits, 5 Ks. So he's been solid. Lefties do hit 281 against him, but again, no home runs. So I don't plan to get involved with that matchup, but I am going to have lots of the LG lefties.
Interesting, very interesting. I agree with you on this one. I try to fade if the pitcher's good against Doosan and it's a home game. I still think, and I've said it, and stats will prove it, Doosan's just way better on the road. They score a lot more runs. So I like Min-Ho Lee a lot. He's going to be one of my main pitchers tonight. I think he can shut down Doosan. He has done a really nice job. He's in a groove. He certainly keeps the ball down. And, a couple of the home run guys you'd be afraid of, Fernandez, Kim, those guys, you take the long ball away from him. If Lee does keep the ball down again, I think he can manage this game pretty well. So very high on him tonight. I'm going to not stack, but play 1 or 2 LG players, depending on how the build formulates. I think, Ramos is a decent option. Ji Hwan Oh also. So I'll play a 1 or 2Z of the LG guys, but I'm loading this LG pitcher up and see if he can get it done against your Bears.
Last thing I got to say about Ramos, I just remembered yesterday he had a double to left center and a single up the middle. And to me, when you've got a big lefty slugger hitting the opposite field gap, that's a good sign. So I'm feeling pretty good about Ramos tonight.
Good. Yeah, I like him too. I mean, he needed to adjust. They weren't giving the ball inside to him at all because he was just hitting homers every game. So I agree with you. I think maybe that opens the game up for him a little bit. All right, game 2, the NC Dinos, 44-20-2 at the KT Wiz, 33-33-1. You've got the man, the myth, the legend himself, 9-0 with a 1.35, Mr. Chang Moo Koo, going against Min Soo Kim, 2-3 with a 6.40 ERA. And this is the stunning, shocking coach finishing on a blaze of glory. I'm going to be the only man on the planet Earth, because you can't even say in America, because it's playing everywhere. I'm going to fade Koo tonight.
Unbelievable.
I have not been drinking yet. I'm going to be, but I'm not.
You're going to have to if you're going to fade Koo. Come on now.
I know.
This is not Coach-like. Coach
I know
plays Koo. Coach plays Koo all the time.
I've played Koo almost every start that he's had, and 9-0 with a 135. I think he's done well for me. I'm telling you, my gut, this is a pure, not a statistical, and I know people out there are going to say, Coach, we need you to. I just feel like he's going to have an average game. And his price at 10.8 really cripples you in building the bats that I wanted to build. And KTW can get hot. Rojas is always a threat if they pitch around him. Kang right behind him. So I'm not saying Koo's going to get blown up by any stretch, but if he just has an average game where he pitches maybe 7 innings, gives up 3 or 4 runs, he doesn't always strike out a ton of guys. So I am going to try to go with 2 pitchers, one being Lee from the earlier game, LG, and try to load up on the bats, and that to be my differentiator in the $200 and the $100 contest. Because I bet you there's only 11 entries. I would assume the other 10 will have Koo. That's my gut feeling. So I know one of them will. His name's Bedford Scoring something or other. I don't know.
That's right. I will announce it here. I will have Koo. I guess
before I hand it to you, let me give you the odds so I don't forget.
Sure.
Sorry, I got carried away with my fade there. This will make me feel a lot worse too when I read these to you, because we've got Mr. Koo would like to make a little guess.
Mine is
How much is the
350.
favorite? 303.
Okay.
So not too bad. Over unders 9.5. Most of his games have been 8.5. I think one of them was 7.5 2 starts ago. So give us other than telling me I'm crazy, what do you like in this Dinos Whiz game?
Well, I'll mention the support for your plan here has to be that Koo's worst start of the season came against the Wiz.
You know what? I knew you'd bring that up. I knew it.
I want you to feel good. I mean, it's our last KBO show. I want you to feel good as you get crazy with no Koo. But that he's faced them 3 times. On that one occasion, he gave up 4 earned runs, only pitched 4 innings, and that's by far his worst start of the season. He hasn't had any other start where he's given up more than 2 earned runs all year. So, this is probably the most dangerous matchup for him with all these strong righties up and down
on the road.
Yep. On the other 2 occasions, 8 innings, no earned runs, 10 strikeouts, and then 7 innings, no earned runs, 10 strikeouts. So he knows how to pitch them as well.
He's the best pitcher in the league, hands down. But, hey, I have a 33 1/3% chance then. Based on that performance. I was hoping, I didn't want to brag about that one time he got hit by him because I knew you would follow up with the 2 times that he shut them down. So that's why I laid low with that.
Yeah, okay. Well, the other funny thing is in that game, the opposing pitcher was Min-Soo Kim for the Wiz, like tonight. And it just so happened that KT ended up winning that game 19-6 because they scored 10 in the bottom of the 8th. But that's what you got to hope for if you're going to fade Koo is the same situation. But I just have a hard time believing that both of these things will go the same way as that night where Koo gets hit and the Dinos don't get to Min-Soo Kim. I mean, he's got an ERA over 6, whip of almost 2. Lefties hit 346 against him. Righties hit 369.
Well, I'm not saying they're not going to hit him. I'm just hoping this game goes over and they both hit him. Plus, have you ever heard the term history repeats itself?
I have.
Okay, well, there you go.
So I will get some exposure to the Dinos bats here. I like Min-Woo Park. He's got a 7-game hitting streak. He's 4,800. And I'm looking at a couple lefties. Sungbum Na at 5,000 is a nice price. He doesn't hit righties as well as lefties, but he's in the pool for me. And then Jin Hyuk No at 4,500. He's a consideration. It's a little bit pricey. But he's one of those guys that has 9 homers on the season, so you could look there as well.
Yeah, I like some of these Dinos bats for sure. I mean, my favorite play hitting wise on the night, and I know statistically it's just not like an obvious pick. I just have seen a pattern here. I really like Sungbum Na tonight. You mentioned him. I think he's primed for a monster game. I think the Dinos light up Min-Soo Kim, and I'll also go for a value bat. Also possibly look at Kwon or Park at the top of the order. So I'll have a little mini 2 or 3 man Dino stack, and I'm considering maybe rostering a KTW bat. I'm certainly not going to stack just because I'm fading Koo. I mean, I expect them maybe to get to him for a few runs, but if they do, a lot of the pitchers try to pitch around Rojas. If they do pitch to him, he's murdered everybody. But I think Koo is going to be up for that challenge and try to pitch to him, and I think Rojas can hit him. So, Rojas is a buy-up guy here. This will be a key game with spending a lot of my hitting money on Na and Rojas on both sides of the ball. But I just, I think this is my key game. I hope it plays. There's an 18% chance of rain. So we'll see how this one rolls. I think I'll be very contrarian. I would imagine no one's going to want to spend the big bucks on Rojas going against Koo. So again, sort of another contrarian piece of that puzzle that I'm hoping to build tonight. So
Can't wait to find out what happens.
Can't win if you don't play. That's what they say. All right, Samsung Lions. This is a game at the Kia Tigers. Samsung's 34-33 with David Buchanan, 8-4 with a 3.38. Kia at 36-29 of Ki Young Im, 5-4 with a 3.57. And our friends at MyBookie have the line here at Kia. Where is it? This is really odd. Okay, so they did not put, I have to okay, there it is. I had to reboot it up. It is Samsung, a road favorite at -125, which is surprising. I thought Kia would be a slate favorite there. So this is a very competitive game, and the over-under is 8.5. So interesting. This is a bit perplexing of a game for me, but what do you think?
Yeah, I'm going to tiptoe around this one mostly. It is a little bit murky. Buchanan has been great his last 4 starts. 30 innings, only 4 earned runs, 20 strikeouts.
Yep. He's
had 2 very good starts against Kia. Last time, 7 innings, no earned runs, 7 hits, 3 strikeouts. H. Chud did not play that game. And the time before that, 5 innings, 2 earned runs, and he did give up a homer to Mr. Tucker. That day, Tucker went 3 for 3 against him, single, double, and a homer. So that's a real tough, that's a big matchup. It's a tough matchup to break down. I think it's hard to predict.
Yeah.
We've talked about Buchanan's weakness, lefties. They hit .261 against him this year with 8 homers. Yeah. So with Tucker, H. Cha, MU, the catcher Min Sik Kim, if he's playing, it's a big challenge for Buchanan. So I don't think he's going to go 7 innings, no earned runs again. But, again, he's been really strong lately. So tough matchup to call. I think I'll have some exposure to Tucker, maybe a little bit to MU to save some money at first base. And then on the flip side, Ki Young Im, he's pretty solid himself. Good strikeout guy, only 4 home runs given up this season. Doesn't go deep into ball games. He's only gone more than 6 innings once.
Mm-hmm.
Lefty's hitting .286 against him, so that's going to be the challenge for him with Samsung. Sang-Soo Kim got him last time for a single and a double. He's 4,500. I'm going to consider him as a one-off. But again, this is another matchup that I'm mostly going to try to avoid.
I'm with you. Like I said going in, this is going to be a complete fade for me, except I'm going to have in the low dollar tournament where you have multiple entries, I am going to put an entry in with Buchanan. I think that he is capable of throwing 7-8 innings of shutout ball the way he's pitched lately, and he's going to get you some points for strikeouts. So I thought about him for a long time as my number 2 pitcher, but I'm going to use him. He's my third guy pitching wise, but I don't like any hitting on either side. Just too unpredictable in this game, in my opinion. So let's move to game 4. It's under the roof in the dome, so we know this one definitely rolls. It is the Lotte Giants 32-33 with Junwon Seo against Jae Woon Kim, the lefty, 0-2 with a 4.48 for the 38-31 Kiwoom Heroes. So this game has definitely some intrigue in my eye, and let's see if my bookie.ag agrees that there's some runs in this game, and they do. It's -140, and it's the other highest run total on the board at 10.5. So this is a bats game for me. What about you?
Maybe a little bit. I am going to look at some of these Kiwoom bats because Junwon Seo has given up 10 home runs this year.
Yes, he has.
Both lefties and righties have hit 5 against him. Lefties are hitting .314. Jung Ho Lee, he's got to be in your lineup. He went 2 for 2 with a walk against
100%.
Seo. 100%. Okay.
Free square.
Wow. See, I would have said Koo and Jung Ho Lee would be free squares for you tonight, but
They are.
So Jung Ho Lee is my favorite Kiwoom hero tonight. You could look at KCO at 5,200. The big X factor is Addison Russell. Is he going to play tonight? We've got, 7 hours until lock. I think it's a possibility. So at 2,800 in the middle infield, that's going to be a real key. He went down and played in the Futures League. He went 3 for 3. So he seems to be acclimating well so far. So that's
he's gonna make that lineup just brutal. I'll tell you, Kiwoom's gonna make a run. They are dangerous.
They are deep. When you start looking at putting Byung-ho Park and Dongwon Park 5 and 6 in the lineup, that is dirty.
Maybe the best lineup hitting in the league with Russell's addition.
They'll start to sort of compete with the Dinos at that point. So that's one more reason to join as a member, so you can be with us right before lineup lock. We confirm the lineups. We see where everybody's batting. We make adjustments as necessary, and that's going to be a key X factor, like I said. On the flip side, Jae-won Kim for Kiwoom is a bullpen guy. He's only started one game this season. Against Samsung, he went 2 innings with 50 pitches. Yeah. So I'm not expecting him to pitch more than about 3 innings. The one thing in his favor is that he is a lefty going against Lotte. They don't hit lefties well, even though they're righty heavy. So you know what you could do if you really want to get crazy is you could put him in a GPP along with Koo and save some money that way for some bats and just sort of punt that second pitcher position, hope that he goes 3 or 4 innings, gets a couple strikeouts. But in general, I'm going to avoid that matchup. I just don't like the Lotte bats quite enough because then they're going to face the Kiwoom bullpen, which is tough. So I'm going to stick to the Kiwoom bats here.
Very good. This is my stack team. Kiwoom is my stack team tonight. I love this matchup for them. If they get Russell back, it's even more of a stack team. If they don't, I'm still stacking them. As I said, Lee is in there. CO is in there. They're locks for me. W. Kim, lower in the order, cheap third baseman, lefty. I like him tonight. If Russell plays, absolutely going to look at Russell as well. So 3-4-man stack minimal for me for Kiwoom. They'll be, the deciding factor. And I can get away with the pricing on it because I'm saving all those dollars on the pitchers. So I'm able to really put a healthy Kiwoom stack in there that I think can be really, really, really tough. On the Lotte side, right now, I want to just play the leadoff hitter, Hoon Jung. He's cheap. You can plug him in there in the middle infield, and he's speed and power. And, he's a righty leading off against Kim. I think he's dangerous. And you certainly could add Gion in there. He's fairly priced. Both of those guys are in consideration. Jung will probably make my lineup. But the focus in this game for me will be on that big stack from Kiwoom. A lot of the top order and a couple guys I'm looking at even lower in the order, especially Kim. So I'm excited for that one. I think it sets up well. And, the fact that it has no bearing on it, but the fact that it's an indoor game under the roof with no rain issues, it will help trying to make any adjustments at lock time when I have half my hitters build from this indoor game. So just something to make the 2 hours I do sleep tonight, I'll sleep better.
Yeah, and Hoon Jung, he actually hits well against lefties. So that is a nice one-off for Lotte. I like that.
Thank you. All right, last game, biggest rain chance, worst 2 teams. A sad way to end the breaking down the teams on KBO. It's the 35% rain game. SK Wyverns 23-44 against the Hanwha Eagles 17-51. For those that struggle in math, they have combined for a crisp 96 losses already. So not real good season for either one of those teams. Seung-Won Moon, the righty, 2-6 with a 3.30 of no surprise, is one of my pitchers tonight. We've talked about him before. We said he's underrated. He should be 6-2, not 2-6, based on our philosophy. We've broken him down enough. I like the guy. Anybody against Hanwha, to me, is a plus. And the fact that the guy's just stellar. I mean, he's been the model of consistency, and he's going to be my ace tonight that I'll pair up with Lee from LG or Buchanan at Samsung. But I think he can hold it down. I see a nice game coming from him against this team. I hope the game plays. If it doesn't, that puts a big wrench into my fade coup plan. So I really need this game to play. But, you know, that's really my main feeling in this game is Moon deserves a good shot, a moon shot, if you will. And let me give you the final odds and then let you break the game down for us. We've got SK with Moon on the road as a 128 favorite, so not a giant favorite by any stretch, but SK is very rarely road favorites. And the over-under is only 8.5. So that is, you know, that's a good sign as well. I think that gives us a little bit of foreshadowing that maybe the pitching can hold up. So give us the rundown, the last KBO rundown of your career, possibly.
Well, I'm with you. I want this game to play. We don't want the last game we talk about not to play. And I want to use Moon as well. If you missed the podcast yesterday, we broke this game down with this pitching matchup, and we were all over Moon. A great strikeout guy. Righties only hit 211 against him. Lefties 260. When he faced Hanwha before, he gave up a home run, but it was to Jin Hang Cha, who is 0 for his last 17. So he's cold, and you know, facing the rest of this Hanwha team, pretty enticing matchup. So I really want this to play. I want to go with Moon. And then on the flip side, you know, you talk about going full circle. We also talked yesterday about Saupold and how he had that 2-hit shutout back on May 5th against SK, his first start of the season, back when we were starting to break this league down. And, you know, again, full circle, I think we'll hit the opposite here. If this one plays, I like the SK bats. Saupold's form has been very poor lately. SK's bats have been much better. So you could look at Jong Cha, 5,500. He's coming off a 2-homer game. And our man Dongmin Han, 2 straight games with a homer at 4,000. So let's hope that this one plays so we can use Moon, and I can use 1 or 2 of these SK bats as well.
The 1, 2, 3 hitters for SK are cha-cha-cha. You gotta love that. You gotta love it. I'm gonna be out of spots, or I definitely would probably get a couple SK guys in there against Saupold, because he is definitely not going in the right direction. I may on the multiple lineup one in that entry where I'm putting Buchanan, put a few of these SK bats in, but I'm with you. It's the same thing that we talked about last night, just repeating again tonight. So I think we've got some great plays here. I hope all the games play, but don't forget, it's a 4 a.m. Eastern, 3 a.m. Central lock time. It's the early lock night. So I'll be in here at about 2:20 this morning for Andrew 3:20, and we'll get our final lineups settled, confirm players, lineups, orders, and also the weather to get us, try to get us to take something down. So our goal tonight, Andrew, is to finish 1-2. You first, me second, or preferably me first, you second. And that's our goal. So I'm going after it. I've got a good lineup here. I think if Koo just has a normal game instead of the spectacular games he's had, I think I got a shot. So we'll see. It's interesting. Sometimes you got to take a shot like that, but I love the bats. I think Kiwoom's a good scoring team tonight. If you're playing some wagers on the slate here, I think SK is just a small favorite. They're a great play for me on the road, and I love the Kiwoom Lotte over as well. So just a couple to throw in there. So a couple things on, you can follow us tonight, and we're posting all the time stuff on Twitter, comments, we're answering questions on there. You can find all of us at DFS Coach Talk. I'm at Joe Sarvadi, JoeSarvadi. He is at Language Olympic. And we have Shane at DET Sports Shane. And our man Freddie is at Freddie Mills Freddie Mills 7. And that's FREDDIEMILLS. YouTube, hopefully you're watching us on that now. We're DFS Coach Talk. Definitely subscribe. Give us the thumbs up. We really appreciate that. Instagram, DFS_Coach Talk. And then again, hit us up on our website, dfscoachtalk.com. We'd love to have you join the team. Everybody's getting riled up for sports. Big thanks to our sponsors for this podcast that have really helped us bring this in the quiet and darkness of this pandemic to bring KBO to you. We definitely, big thanks to mybookie.ag. Definitely perfect place to go for your wagering. And tvg.com is where the world watches and wagers on horses. Last thing for me, mambaon3.org, mambaontree.org is our charity of choice here at Coach Talk. Fantastic charity set up by the Bryan family. So that's it, my friend. The wonder and interesting aspect of KBO has now come to an end for us here at Coach Talk. Can you believe it?
It is hard to believe, but yeah, I just want to thank everybody, our members especially, for taking this journey with us. It's been a lot of fun, and same thing with all of our listeners and viewers on YouTube. We appreciate all the support, the thumbs up and the subscriptions. I think it's been a good relationship, and it's been fun, like I said, taking this journey. So thank you all for tuning in and participating in it with us.
Absolutely. It's been a blast, and we built a bankroll. We said, hey, we want to build a bankroll for when U.S. sports comes back. We've done it, so it's great. If you're still going to follow KBO, some people are going to be true to it and be fans. I'm certainly going to keep an eye on it because I've enjoyed it so much. So if DraftKings does keep putting up some contests and you're going to play, or if you're going to wager on it, my bookie's got all the odds every day. You can check out Freddie, our man Freddie. He's a part of our team. Again, at Freddie Mills 7. He's still going to be putting columns out about KBO and posting information on Twitter and at DFS Coach Talk as well. So, for those that are going to stick with it, certainly look us up there. And, from time to time, I may throw a little lineup in there. So I'll be happy to share that with you. I'm sure Andrew would as well. But, if I see some matchups I've been waiting for, I'm going to definitely try to throw something in there. So you can, in Discord, shoot us a question. Are you playing any KBO, or on Twitter? And we'll be happy to still join into that, because, that's going to be an exciting stretch run. And I look forward to tuning into some of it when they're in their playoffs.
Absolutely. Agreed. So, yeah, in membership in Discord, Freddie may give out some betting picks. And like you said, I'd be happy to give out some plays here and there if the contests continue. But we just won't have any more podcasts on it.
Yeah. All right, man. We're going to the exacta box today, 1, 2, 2, 1. Let's hit those big tournaments and knock them down. If you listeners are in there, jump in for sure. There is the multi-entry tournament tonight in there too. So I hope that we get some of you in there, and I hope that this helps take some takedowns for you. So that is it, man. Any final words?
That's it. Thank you all.
Awesome. We're off tomorrow, our day off, because no KBO. And we're done with KBO anyway, so I guess we wouldn't be on for that anyway. So, but this week is going to be absolute insanity here. So join us with Major League Baseball, and PGA, and NBA is going to be here at the end of the week. So I am going to try to calm down and stay ready, but we're going to be chewing our nails here all week for the sport. So great times. I'm feeling healthy. Thank God for that. And
amen.
Really, really appreciate all you guys listening in and gals. And we will catch you again on Monday when we look to crush it in DFS.